club jocks like Mad Mike Metrovich specialized in finding obscure records unique to their dances. Like Bob Laborio and Terry Lee, Mad Mike created a sound that was all his and had the teens hopping all around Westview Danceland.
Mad Mike's sound was a sound that wasn't sent to him by record companies. He went out and found the sound and discovered. He had an ear for a sound for kids back in the 60s, I guess, basically. And it was alternative radio at the max.
Well, I started listening to Mad Mike back when I was in grade school, actually, many years ago. I grew up in Lawrenceville, which is a big oldies area, and my older brother actually got me started on this, and I've been a fan ever since. It's different from when everyone else was listening to only certain neighborhoods like Lawrenceville, Westview, and Northside were into this, and it just made you feel different, and it was really just very unique music.
It was totally alternative. He played everything from the early 50s up until brand new records that he had discovered. Hanky Panky, Casey Kasem even acknowledged him on TV, that a little Pittsburgh disc jockey, Mad Mike, discovered this record and made the group what it is today.
My baby does a hanky-panky.
While Mad Mike was the first to play the record in clubs, Bob Laborio was actually the first jock to play the tune on the radio.
At the dances, I got a chance to play all the jump sounds that I wanted to play. I would be spinning them on one side, and Ernie Cashour and Bill Zimperman, they would be selling records on the other side of the stage.
This one guy would only buy records if Zimp played the record and Zimp went like this. And if Zimp went like this, guy says, I want it. Didn't care what it sounded like. If Zimp went like this, he Zimp liked it, I like it. And we sold a lot of records because Zimp started doing all this. And that was it.
He would put a certain record on and we'd say, well, now available up on the stage for 94 cents plus, well, it was 95 cents and 5-cent tax, $1.
Bob Roy says, what's that record? Everybody keeps asking for it. So I sold him a copy. Didn't give it to him.
So I put it on, went crazy. We were on Hanky Panky for 3 months, blasting it 3 or 4 times a night at all the dances, and on the show, it took off from there.
I had to fight to get it on the air because it was, you know, it was started by Mad Mike playing it at all these dances. He played 3 dances, and I mean, the song, we couldn't play it enough on the air, but my program director wouldn't let us play it. So I stood on his desk one time and screamed. I said, you know, I feel, you know, like I'm deserting every listener we have. So he finally let me add it, and it went to #1 in 1 week.
You know, the first people I'm talking to in Pittsburgh were Chuck Brinkman from KQV and Clark Race from KDKA and the local media. And, you know, a week later I'm performing there, and, you know, 2 weeks later we're in New York signing a record deal.
2 years after recording Hanky Panky in Niles, Michigan, Tommy James quickly had to find a Shondells for work in Pittsburgh. While visiting the T-Bird Lounge in Greensburg, PA, Tommy found his groove.
In between the first and second week, I needed a band real quick, so I went into a local club near Greensburg, Pennsylvania, a little town over there, and walked in, and the first band I saw was a group called the Rancoteurs, and they were a local band playing, and they were real good, and I asked them if they wanted to be the Shondells, and that was it. The fella who really was bringing us into town, the promoter, was Bob Mack, who owned these clubs, and so he basically introduced me to all the local people, and became, in essence, my first manager, and took me to New York, and thank God for him.
Pittsburgh sound